Hi, it's Vernon at Improve My World. I've entitled this video Adolescence and Leadership. And you might ask yourself, so what sort of leadership is there? And the answer is there's very little, and that's the problem. If we look at the different components of the film, and we look at the parent first, the parent is very well-meaning. The father is very keen not to have a family that was subjected to the sort of violence that he was subjected to. He committed himself to not having that. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the skill to understand that his son is very, very different from himself. And so he effectively judges his son by his own standards. He loves his son dearly, but he doesn't understand what's going on. So he provides no leadership. In fact, the only leadership he provides is a negative one. He's got anger. He expresses disappointment with his son. And although he wants to support him, he has no idea how to do it. And then we look at the school. The school should be providing leadership as well, but they simply don't have the time. The children in the school are so dysfunctional, and the teachers have so much to do that effectively most of them are giving up. They're saying we can't even handle this. And given that the regulations make it so hard for teachers to intervene in any way without getting into trouble, without getting sued, without getting sent away from the school. I mean, it's so difficult to be a teacher today that they have great difficulty providing the leadership that the children want. And the head of the schools have such a hard job trying to maintain discipline as well as providing an education that will make their children, their pupils, fit for a complex life ahead. And then we have a policeman who is also extremely well-meaning. He's doing his job extremely well, but he doesn't understand what's going on either. And it takes his own son to explain to him, before he makes a complete fool of himself, to explain to him what is going on, what happens in the internet, what these emojis mean, what incel means. And it's a revelation to the father. He was going to go in and say the usual stuff, and of course he hasn't a clue. Like most parents, incidentally, he hasn't a clue what's going on. Children have access to the internet and to sites that parents have no idea about. So the police can only just do their job. They can't provide the leadership either. So where are the children going to find the role models that they need? If they look around, unfortunately, our leaders, our political leaders around the world don't act as role models. They don't uphold the truth. They don't uphold dignity. Now, that's not always the case. And indeed, we have some very good role models. But most of the big names are just egotists. They're only in it for themselves, and it's so obvious that it's about might is right. It's about power. It's about money. That isn't leadership. That isn't leadership. That gives a terrible example to our children. A terrible example. What children need are people around them who can guide them, who can warn them about dangers, who can show them gently but clearly, firmly, what good behavior means and what happens when you have bad behavior, to try and guide them to love education, to love learning, to love being with other people, to love contributing to society, which is one of the most wonderful things they can do. Our young people deserve this type of support. And so I suppose my plea is, parents, if you can get a course on helping you to guide your children lovingly in this difficult world. Governments, if you can help the education establishment and teachers to be able to do their job without all these difficulties. And leaders of the world, rise up, man up, get with it, provide the role modeling that is so badly needed so that our children and our grandchildren will learn to live a happy, peaceful, collaborative, cooperative life together, doing things together, building a new world, because that's what we so badly need. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.